Recorded live at the Podcast Studio of America, located in Lancaster, Ohio, it's the Joe and Dan Podcast Show.
We're going to play some music for you right now. Here we go. Here's a little James Brown coming your way. Baby, help me, please.
Wow, I feel good. I knew that I wouldn't.
I gotta have more cowbell. Guess what? I got a fever. And the only prescription is more cowbell.
Tie my shoe. Oh!
These guys that don't make you laugh will get off of your ass and listen to the Joe and Dan Podcast Show.
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 Better than everybody else's podcast.
All right. Hey everybody, it's the Joe and Dan Podcast Show. I'm Dan.
Yes, he is, and I'm the Joe. How's it going, everybody?
Very good, and say hello to our sidekick, Brittney. Brittney?
Chirp, 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 chirp.
Brittney?
Chirp, chirp.
Is Brittney here?
Chirp, chirp. No, she is not here.
Ah, where's Brittney?
Apparently, she has to work.
Okay, well, we're going to arrange to have her call in on the show a little later then, so we have a little Brittney time.
Yeah, I'm totally getting one of those jobs one of these days, too.
Yeah. Well, things happen. We all got to work, and we're sitting here playing. But what's going on, man?
Well, not much. I'm doing good.
Haven't seen you since the last podcast. Well, let me see. We cruised through Christmas and cruised through, what else we cruised through? Beginning of New Year's.
New Year's.
And then here we are. And we're like flying through January here. So you had a busy holiday, I know, as the Santa gig, right?
I drive Santa around. See, Santa's real.
Oh.
Yeah, he's real.
Oh.
And I drive him around. He uses my house as a safe house of sorts. He keeps some toys around there and some reindeer food and guns. Hey, good percentage of the world is not Christian. You gotta have something good.
So what's going on in the world? Speaking of which, got any good things going on in entertainment or anything like that? I don't know.
Well, this is breaking news.
Breaking news. Cue the newscast music.
Kylie Jenner is excited to be a mom, but nervous. And I can say, at me too.
Yeah, we don't need another Kardashian in the world anyways.
Did you see that picture that was over on Facebook? It was a bunch of people shared it. It was a picture of Howard Cosell with O.J. Simpson and Bruce Jenner.
Yeah. And
the caption read, "This is Howard Cosell, and I've went in a time machine to the future, and you're not going to believe the crap I saw."
Yeah. He'd be rolling over in his grave.
So you got any Bitcoins?
Dan? No, I don't do the Bitcoin thing.
Bitcoins is all the big rage.
It's all the rage, yeah. It's going up and down and
up and down, up and down. A lot of stuff going on in the world right now, but you know what?
Can I just say one thing?
What's that?
I love cheese. Cheese is good on everything. Pizza, lots of cheese on pizza.
I think my friend. I have a friend named Cheese.
No. I meant the cheese. The dairy cheese. I just like cheese.
You'd like cheese too.
Well,
Cheese likes cheese.
And that was cheesy.
Cheesy's kid name is, I swear to God, and his son's name is Colby.
That's awesome. Are they by any chance they're ethnic? Are they Swiss?
No, they're not. Not at all.
Wow.
You can look him up on Facebook as Raymond Pureface III.
Ooh.
That's not his real name either.
Pureface?
He he heard that name on a call-in radio show one day and thought it was really good. But he won't use his real name on Facebook because he posted a whole bunch of really bad things. He didn't want to get back to his work.
Oh.
So he has many names.
So, hey, we're going to be rolling into some nice weather here soon.
Man, that snow was crazy.
It's been crazy. It's been crazy. This snow, and then it's warm. It's snow. It's warm. I just want to have nice. I just want to. You know what? I want to go on a road trip.
Ah, yes, nice road trip. So, Dan, you're not a stranger to going on road trips, are you?
No, I like a good road trip now and then. I've got a road trip planned here in June. Actually, gonna head to the ocean. And
isn't that a song by?
It could
Terry
be.
the Wet Sprocket?
I don't know. It could be.
So
or maybe Barry White, Return to the Ocean. I don't know.
to the ocean, baby.
Return to the ocean.
So where are you going?
You know, Barry White. He's got that really low voice.
Can't get enough of your love.
All right.
That sounds just like Satan on South Park.
I think Barry White, Satan, they're kind of the same thing, aren't they? I don't know. Yeah. What'd you say?
There's a statement coming on Twitter from the family and friends of Barry White that he has nothing to do with Twitter.
They'll never hear this podcast.
So,
Yeah.
you're going to the ocean. Where are you headed to?
Myrtle Beach.
Myrtle Beach.
Myrtle Beach. Had a little Myrtle Beach last year. Had a good time. Going to do some more. But, you know, the ocean's not the only place. I like a good road trip. I've had I've had some good road trips in my past. A buddy of mine and myself took a road trip up to Canada a long time ago, 20-some years ago. Oh, it was such a good time. Long way to go. Well, I wanted to go clear up to Quebec. I mean, where the French-speaking part of Canada, but Montreal was as far as we got. I mean, that was a long drive in itself, but we still got a little bit of that French culture there. I remember going down to a convenience store one night because I just wanted to get some beverage and some chips. So I walked over there. It was like a block away from where the hotel was, and walked in there. And Canada's bilingual. You know, they speak French and English. So I go in there and I walk up to the cash register and put my stuff on the counter. And the guy at the cash register, he goes, "Bonjour," and I'm thinking to myself, "Oh yeah, cool. I don't know how to speak French, but I do know how to speak a word or two.
I know
Bonjour is one of them, you know." So he goes bonjour, and I go, "Oh," I'm thinking to myself, "This is cool." I was like, "Bonjour," and then he starts talking in French, and I'm like, "Oh, I don't know anything else. I speak English," you know. And then he started speaking in English, so that was cool. But
He probably was saying he's French, like, "Yeah, you say bonjour. I know you don't know a word I'm saying."
Yeah, you didn't say it right, so I know you're English. But that was cool. Going to a different culture, you know, up there like that in Canada, that was pretty neat. But yeah, that was a long drive though. But what about you?
Well, the thing about road trips isn't always the destination; it's the path getting there.
It's the journey, yeah.
And my favorite road trip, I went to Memphis, Tennessee with my mom.
Oh, you know what? I forgot. I did that too.
You went to Memphis, Tennessee with my mom?
No.
Dude.
No.
That's not cool.
No. Yeah, I was in the back seat. Didn't you see me? That was in the trunk. I was the guy pounding on the, "Let me out!" No, I'm sorry. Go ahead. But yeah, I forgot. I went to Memphis one time too.
You went to Memphis with my mom.
Oh, now you're going to be mad, right?
And be sure to use the Twitter hashtag @Joe'sMom. Mom's best friend was a big Elvis fan. And she passed away in 1985, breast cancer. Joe was just a great lady. So she always wanted to see Graceland, mainly because of her best friend Joe. My mom loved Elvis like everybody else, but Joe was a super fan. It was a way to kind of connect with her and stuff. And
yeah.
We just had a really cool trip. We stopped at the Newport Aquarium. We stopped at the Ryman Auditorium.
Oh, cool.
We bounced around a bunch of different places, and it was so much fun. We stopped up to get gas, and I went in this gas station. I come out like dancing, like, "I found bottled pop," because I haven't seen like bottled soda since I was a kid, and I was like, "This is so cool." I know they're like, that kid ain't right. Look at him dance around. So I'll get the bottled soda.
Did you guys go to Graceland?
Yes, we went to Graceland.
Yeah.
You know the crazy thing about Graceland? There in Lancaster, Ohio, there are bigger houses in Graceland.
Yeah, I know. I was amazed too that I was expecting this much bigger mansion than what it was. But
Yeah.
you know, back in that day, it was a big house.
Yeah.
But when you go inside though, there's a lot of stuff inside, a lot of rooms.
Oh, it's really nice.
It's pretty neat. Yeah. I got a chance to go into Graceland. Also went into the museum there and got to check out. Had all of his personal belongings, car, and the leather suit and everything behind the glass, and that was really cool. You're standing there looking at the leather, the comeback special, the 50s, was it the 50s comeback special, or what was it?
70s. He came back in the 70s.
Okay.
He died in the late 70s, and then he had the big comeback.
Well, he had that leather outfit in that one where it's sitting in the round and they're playing their songs acoustic. Anyways, they had that outfit in a case, and I'm standing there with my nose against the glass, and I'm like, 12 inches away from this suit. And it was
they're like, get your
wow,
nose.
this is amazing.
They're like, get your nose off that Yankee.
Yeah. But saw that, got to go on board the airplane, the Lisa Marie.
Yeah,
that was neat.
All that stuff's across the street from, confirmed from Wikipedia, because what is more accurate than a source that anybody can change? The Elvis TV program, the comeback special, was 1968.
Thank you. 68 comeback special.
So we were both wrong.
Okay. Okay. Oh, nope, wrong. It was that one. Okay.
And there was the 68 comeback special was released as a movie in 1970.
Saw that, and then I got to go to the Sun recording studio too, where Elvis first recorded his, the first recording he had. Plus, it was the recording studio for a lot of big famous stars as well, and Johnny Cash.
Hello, I'm Johnny Cash.
And probably, I don't know, Jerry Lee Lewis. There's a lot of big stars that went through that recording studio. It has just a tiny one-room recording studio.
I think Wham recorded out there too.
Did they? Oh.
But there's so much to do in Memphis.
Beale Street. Beale Street.
I went to Beale Street.
Amazing.
But there's Stack Records. There's the Civil Rights Museum, which is they turned the hotel where Dr. Martin Luther King was assassinated into a Civil Rights Museum. There's a Gibson Guitar Factory. There's just so much to do there. So
yeah, Beale
we
Street.
need to go back someday. You and I.
Yeah, well, you and I.
Street.
We need to do a road trip, and we'll do a live broadcast on Beale Street. Wouldn't that be cool?
That would be
cool.
That
would be awesome. Yeah, I love.
What are these Yankees doing with their computers on the street?
I liked Beale Street because I love the blues, and I was in musical heaven there. I mean, me and my buddy went into B.B. King's blues club there. Amazing, the talent, and they have like musicians roaming from venue to venue, different clubs that are on that strip, and they just go from one club to the other, and they just jump up on stage and start playing with the other bands, and it was just awesome.
We got there kind of early, and we went to this place to eat, and there wasn't hardly anybody in the place. And the place was huge. By the way, they had a sign on the wall that said, at 6 a.m. you must drink inside. You can't drink on the street anymore.
Oh, really?
I was like, my Shangri-La. So there was two guys playing guitar, and they had both on acoustic guitars. They had like a beer mug there for tips, and if you tip, they would give you a request. So this guy threw some money in and asked to hear some Stevie Wonder. Mm-hmm. Now I'm thinking, how are two guys with guitars going to do Stevie Wonder? Dude, they nailed Superstition. It's so good. And these guys would be headlining in Columbus here, but they're just middle of the afternoon because it's Memphis because the talent pool is so big.
Yeah, so Beale Street. So if anybody's interested in, if you like blues or just like music in general, Beale Street, Memphis,
or if
is
you
a
like
great destination.
Eat really good barbecue.
Yeah.
Memphis barbecue is. We don't get a lot of Memphis barbecue around here. It's very wet. A lot of times they have that North Carolina dry rub barbecue. They get that wet and juicy barbecue in Memphis. And if you like music, if you like beer, they sell big ass beers on the street. They're called big ass beers. That's what they're called.
There was a piano bar there too, a dueling piano bar, and I went in there and it was great. I had two guys that were head to head, like Billy Joel, Elton John pianos.
Nice.
And they were just doing all kinds of stuff. They had the crowd riled up, and everybody was singing. It was a good time.
You and I could do that if only I had musical talent.
Right, and if I had a piano.
You got a keyboard right there.
Oh, yeah.
We could, with that kind of keyboard, would fly in Lancaster.
Yeah.
You might get the 10 a.m. at the Waffle House in Memphis, but here in town, you'd be big stuff.
Do you remember who Sybil Shepherd was? or who he is, I guess.
Oh, that's when you. That's
you remember Moonlighting, the show Moonlighting with Bruce Willis.
I thought it was a distant relative of a shepherd dog.
No.
Yes, yeah, for Sybil Shepherd from Moonlighting. Yes.
We saw her. She was doing a commercial in a drugstore. It was called the drugstore is a famous drugstore there, Schwab's, I think.
Slappies.
No, Schwab's, I think, is what it was called. But we went in there just because, what is this place? You know, go in there, we're browsing around, and she's up on the second level, and they got cameras and lights, and she's doing some kind of commercial. I thought that was pretty cool. That's my brush with fame.
So, what's a road trip you want to do that you haven't done yet?
A dream road trip? Oh, I think it would be cool to just drive out west. You know, drive from here, just drive out west.
You mean like Dayton?
Across country, you know, out west and into California, just all the way across there and through the plains and everything, and just see wild America. That would be so awesome. Or the Route 66, historic Route 66. That would be a fun trip too. I think that. This is not considered a road trip, but I always thought it'd be cool to take a monorail train across country too.
A monorail?
Well, train. Yeah.
You ever heard the Simpsons monorail song?
No.
I'll play it for you later. It's really funny.
Come on, sing it for me now.
I can't. My voice is it's not so good right now.
All right. Boom, boom, boom.
The monorail. There's people out there going shaking their head. Yeah, I know the monorail song.
Okay.
So that was my dream trip.
But I know we're talking about road trip cars. What's yours?
Route 66.
Route 66. Hey, let's go on a Route 66 road trip.
I think it would be great to rent a convertible and go from Chicago to all the way to was it Santa Monica up here? I think it's where it goes to. Now it's a decommissioned highway, so you'd have to bounce around a little bit. But yeah, I bet you can follow like a good percentage of the original. Yeah. The original path. Yeah, that would be cool. There's some cool stuff along Route 66 from what I hear. A piece of Americana. So also, I have friends who live in Florida, and they always talk about what a monotonous trip it is driving from Ohio to Florida. But I think I would like to do that, hitting all the stuff on the way down. Yeah, I've done that. But you got to go with somebody else. I drove to Philadelphia to watch a wrestling show, and my thought was I'm gonna chill. I give myself plenty of time. If I see something cool, I'm gonna stop off. I'm just gonna have a good old time. What happened was I hit a bunch of construction. By 3 hours in, I was just white knuckled, just trying to get to the next place. And I think to really do a good road trip, you have to have somebody else on it with you. Oh yeah, that makes it more fun. You got somebody to talk to. I mean, it's just a drive if it's by yourself. I have done road trips by myself though, but it's really by yourself. It's just a drive, and you can have a really good drive, but with somebody else, it's a road trip. Well, I have conversations myself. So have you ever had a bad road trip? I can't say that I have. No, have you? You mean you can't say that you had, or you can't say you've had? No, I don't really think I have. So you're telling me? No, I've been lucky so far. I haven't had. So you're telling me? Oh, so you haven't had a road trip from hell? No. Well, she's never gonna listen to this. Okay, so I went to. I did a trip with my ex-girlfriend. We went from Ohio to Virginia Beach. No, we went to D.C. Yeah. Went to D.C. and then went down to Virginia Beach. Yeah. And about a day. Okay, we drove to Wheeling, spent the night in Wheeling, then drove the rest of the way into D.C. Just outside of D.C., we had a spot where I needed to get over. And I'm driving her car, and she's like, hey, you need to get over. We get the exit coming up. And I said, yeah, okay, cool. And we're driving. She's like, hey, you need to get over. And I'm like, I know I can't. There's cars there. I'm trying to find a spot to fit in. All right. You need to get over. And I was like, I'm trying to get over. I heard you the 3 times that I can't get over. Now, but guess what? I got over. We made it there. And guess who didn't drive the rest of the trip? She was gonna punish me, and that's how she did that. So. Now you mentioned D.C. Yes. That would be interesting. I've always wanted to go to the Smithsonian Museum. Oh, dude, there's so many. Yeah, I know. So many. Most everything is free, and it's such a. There's so much to do. You really need a whole total week.
Yeah, but I know Washington, D.C. is probably crazy once you get there. You just probably want to do it on foot, don't you?
You park
'Cause
outside.
traffic's probably.
We stayed
You
in,
take the trains too.
yeah, we
right?
stayed in Reston.
Subways and stuff.
Not Reston, Virginia. We stayed in Falls Church, Virginia. We took the metro in, and it was a lot easier.
Yeah.
So, anyways, though.
Awesome. Hey, you want some chips?
Oh, yes.
I had some Bugles here.
It's not a podcast. We're not eating, right?
No, I'm gonna have some snacks.
We're also
crack open the cold one.
we've got some beer in front of us. Dan, what are you drinking over there?
I have a little Miller Genuine Draft. What do you got?
I'm drinking my grandma Katie's beer, Old Milwaukee.
Oh, you're cheap.
my grandma's favorite beer.
Okay,
So, reminds me of her.
So we were talking about weather, how crazy it's been.
But it's about to warm up.
Well, we're hoping. I mean, it was snowing today. I mean,
Oh,
I thought the snow was over with, but it looked like big cotton balls coming down.
It's going to warm up.
It's going to warm up.
You know why?
Why?
Because on February 14th, it's Valentine's Day.
We got Valentine's Day coming up, people. Oh, yeah. Little Barry White. Get us in that Valentine's Day mood. So, yeah.
So when I think of Valentine's Day and romance in general, I love like love songs. I've always been a big fan of them.
Yeah, I have to admit, I'm a sucker for ballads.
When it comes to me, it doesn't get any better than Peter Cetera. You know, he'd do those duets with a bunch of different women. Somehow he found a woman with a deeper voice than him every time. You know, he's like, who can I do? Hey, Cher's got a deep voice. He did one with Cher, Crystal Bernard. God, he did duets with everybody.
No.
But I loved his stuff in Chicago, and
yeah, Chicago is great.
you gotta love REO Speedwagon, the wagon,
Oh, yeah.
the wagon on. Richard Marx, you like Richard Marx?
Oh yeah, I like singing.
Endless Summer Nights.
Yeah, I like singing songs like that too.
And
Like karaoke.
Billy John and Elton Joel.
Oh yeah,
Those guys are great.
I grew up with Billy Joel, James Taylor. I identify with them musically. So
what's do you have a romantic moment in the house? Do you ever put the stereo on and play a romantic song and slow dance with your special lady?
and light a candle and open a bottle of wine and yeah.
I don't like wine, but I like to slow dance.
No, I can't say I always break out and slow dancing in the house, but
Oh, dude, it's awesome. One of the most romantic. I won't get into all that, but
well, it's interesting. Valentine's Day means different stuff to different people, I guess. It all depends if you're in a relationship, you're not in a relationship. People can be quite depressed, I guess, if they don't have any special someone to spend Valentine's Day with. But the interesting thing I found was the traditions from around the world, because we have the different holidays throughout the year, like Christmas, and it's interesting to look at how they celebrate Christmas in different countries around the world, different traditions. It's the same way for Valentine's Day.
Oh, really?
It is. Perhaps you'll indulge me for a moment, and I can kind of go into some of this stuff. Like in Denmark, for example, although Valentine's Day is relatively a new holiday in Denmark, it's been celebrated since the early 1990s. According to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Denmark, the country has embraced February 14th with a Danish twist. Rather than roses, friends and sweethearts exchange pressed white flowers. They call them snowdrops.
Wait a second. They didn't get Valentine's Day since 1996.
Yeah, it's a fairly new holiday for them.
And they use pressed roses now instead of
Pressed.
So the men are the women aren't
pressed white flowers called snowdrops.
The women in Denmark must not be allowed to get on the internet because they must have worked really hard to try to keep Valentine's Day away until then. The guy's like, no, I don't know what they sound like, but we do not want to give anything on that day.
And moving on to France, moving around the world here, with a reputation as one of the most romantic destinations in the world, it's a little wonder France has long celebrated Valentine's Day as a day for lovers. It's been said that the first Valentine's Day card originated in France when Charles, Duke of Orleans, however you pronounce it.
Duke of Orleans. Duke of Orleans.
Yeah, he sent love letters to his wife while imprisoned in the Tower of London in 1415. And today, Valentine's Day cards remain a popular tradition in France and also around the world.
So how does that work? You always hear, like, especially in the Bible and there, people sending letters out of prison. So, I mean, do they just go to the guard, hey, we send this letter, and they're like, yeah, sure. I mean, you're in prison. I can't think, I don't know how. Do they
You
put
can send letters and cards.
They
and stuff.
fold it up like a paper airplane and throw it out the window. Somebody sent it.
Yeah. I have a little messenger down on the ground.
Hey, tell my wife.
Young man, what day is it?
Tell my wife I want to leave her. He says he loves you.
I'll tie this note to the neck of a pigeon, and it will fly to my love. Anyways, in South Korea, Valentine's Day is a popular holiday for young couples, and variations of the holiday are celebrated monthly from February through April. The gift giving starts on February 14th, when it's up to the woman to woo their man with chocolates, candies, and flowers. The tables turn on March 14th, a holiday known as White Day, when men not only shower their sweethearts with chocolates and flowers, but up the ante with a gift.
Ah.
So that's in South Korea.
Speaking of the women giving the gifts, you ever had one of those Sadie Hawkins things come up and have a girl ask you out or ask you to dance or anything
Who
like
is
that?
Sadie Hawkins, anyways?
He used to be my homegirl's lady. But it was actually it started out of
No, I haven't though.
It started out of an Andy Capp comic. It was just something that came out of that, and it sort of came on to our local culture. And sometimes schools will have Sadie Hawkins dances where the girls will have to ask the guys. And
That's interesting. Well,
yeah, I never had any luck like that. So,
well, in Wales, you won't find the Welsh celebrating St. Valentine's Day. Instead, people in Wales celebrate St. Dwynwen. Dwynwen? D-W-Y-N-W-E-N. The Welsh patron saint of lovers on January 25th. One traditional romantic Welsh gift is a love spoon.
a love spoon.
Right. A love spoon. Instead of a chocolate and flowers, I'm going to give you a spoon.
Can't get enough of your love spoon, baby.
Baby, yeah. So we got China. The equivalent to Valentine's Day in China is Quixi. Qixi. It's probably not pronounced that way in Chinese. But the Seventh Night Festival, which falls on the 7th day of the 7th lunar month each year. According to Chinese lore, Xinyu, a heavenly king's daughter, and Nialang, a poor coward, fell in love, married, and had twins. When the father learned of their marriage, he sent his queen to bring Xinyu back to the stars. Upon hearing the yada yada. Okay, that was boring. In England, oh, this is nice. In England, Valentine's Day, women in England used to place 5 bay leaves on their pillows, one at each corner and one in the center, to bring dreams of their future husbands. Alternatively, they would wet bay leaves with rose water and place them across their pillows. And now we have Mike Lindell from My Pillow to give our next commercial. I'm just kidding. That's kind of interesting.
Do you want a pillow with bay leaves?
You're looking good.
Nice.
So that's our little traditions from around the world. And
You got any big plans for your
Day.
Valentine's Day, my man?
Well, I'm obviously going to spend Valentine's Day with my sweetie, hopefully, and probably take her out to dinner and just spend some time with her. That's probably the most important thing, more than anything else, is spending time.
Do you feel any pressure to because it's Valentine's Day, I got to do this and that, or I don't know. Sometimes it doesn't really come natural. Now, for me, I just want to do something sweet, and I don't know, bring a little stuffed animal and put it in the seatbelt. But
yeah, that's cute. That's cute.
So speaking of, all right, so we recorded this thing a while back, and now I'm not, just so we can make this clear, I'm not asking to have any girls contact me.
What? Oh, wait a minute. Where are you going with this? Are you talking about the fact that you have become a celebrity
in the podcast
being
world.
in the Joe and Dan podcast show, you become this celebrity, and for some reason, there's a lot of women that seem to be attracted to you. It must be that deep, mellow DJ voice.
Apparently, I am the number 17 sexiest guy in all the amateur podcasts.
Where's next to Brad Pitt or what?
No, I'm next to comic book Steve.
Oh, well. Anyways, I know we've had some emails coming from some ladies that were interested in meeting you, and I think is that where you were going with that? And you're talking about the segment we had where the one lady called in.
Yeah,
okay.
Talking about that.
Well, actually, we
yeah.
had two, I believe.
Yeah, oh yeah, there's two.
Yeah. Well, you know what? We could play that. We never put this on a show, but I tell you what, it's Valentine's Day, and it was a rather amusing clip. And so we got these emails from these ladies, and they wanted to talk to Joe, so I invited him in to call into the show, and well, this is what happened. Hi, thanks for calling the Joe and Dan podcast show. This is Dan. Who are we talking with?
Hi, this is Beth. I'd like to speak to Joe, please.
Oh, you know what? I think you have the wrong number. Joe's not here. Goodbye. Yeah, sorry about that, Joe. Yeah, I don't think that was not the right call for you.
So you just give anybody your phone number to
I
call
wasn't
the show.
expecting that, man. The email was a nice email, so maybe we'll get another call.
Oh, I'm sure she's a real nice lady.
Once the word's out, you never know. I mean, maybe we'll get another call. Sorry about that.
Yeah,
Joe.
I sure hope we get another one. We can start a basketball team if we get 5 of them.
Oh, hey, look at there. As we speak. You want me to get that?
Why not? We're on a roll today.
Are you sure?
Yeah. No, go ahead. Really.
Okay. All right. After that last one. Okay. Hello. This is Dan from the Joe and Dan podcast.
Oh God.
Thanks for calling in. Who we speaking with today?
Hello, my name is Debbie.
Oh, this sounds promising. This
vast improvement
vast
over the last
improvement.
one. No, don't worry about that. It's fine.
Hi, Debbie. This is Dan.
Debbie.
Yes, Debbie. I got that. How are you doing today?
So I'm nervous, but I'm excited at the same time.
Okay. Well, don't be nervous. Don't be nervous. I have Joe here with me today, and
Ooh.
yeah, and thanks for calling in. And I'll give you an opportunity to talk to Joe right now. Joe, I'd like you to meet Debbie on the line.
Hi, Deborah.
Debbie.
Oh, sorry, Debbie. So why don't you just tell me a little something about yourself?
So I'm just gonna start talking about what I like and hope I get some replies.
All right,
Yeah,
well,
sounds
that's
good.
cool.
That sounds
So tell me about you.
I am a recent MBA grad from Villanova.
Oh,
That's very interesting. I
smart lady.
graduated from the
Educated.
Domino's Pizza School of Customer Service. No, it's okay. Don't worry about it.
No, actually, he's a really nice guy.
I love cats.
Oh, a cat lover.
You love cats.
Cat.
I love cats. I love every kind of cat.
Oh.
So anyway, I am a cat lover.
Right. You love cats, right?
Yeah, that's cool.
Cats are good. I like cats.
Is there anything about you, besides cats, maybe?
And I love to run.
Well, I run.
Oh.
I did my first 5K this year.
You guys could run together?
I did it just under 40 days, too. It was a biblical time. So
anyways, you like to run. Joe likes to run too.
This
This
is
is
really
good.
awesome.
This is good. But I just want to. I want to.
Oh. She likes to run, apparently, a lot.
I'm sorry. I'm thinking about cats again.
Oh, no. Yeah, I mean, no, okay. No.
It's okay.
Sorry.
No, it's okay.
I really love cats.
Yeah, you do.
I think about how many don't have a home and how I should have them and how cute they are and their ears and the whiskers and the nose.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Wow.
here's kind of what I was
I
thinking.
just love them, and I want them, and I want them in a basket.
The basket.
And I want little bow ties.
Bow?
I want them to be on a rainbow and just in my bed. And I just want a house full of them. And I just want to still roll around.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that sounds like a full day right there. It was really nice talking to you, Debbie. I really think you really convinced me maybe to stay single for a little while longer.
I can't. I can't.
It's okay,
It's
Debbie.
okay, Debbie. Well, it was so nice talking to you, and
thanks for calling.
yeah, we're just gonna have to go now, and
we got things to do.
and apparently
so.
unplug the phones forever. Cause
You have a good day, Debbie. Okay, and it'll be all right. Thank you for calling.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? I think we're losing.
Uh-oh.
Oh, we're going
Static.
We're going through a tunnel.
Oh, okay. We've lost the caller.
Yeah, we dropped the call.
And so there you have it. That was the, we like to call that the cat lady caller.
Yes.
Uh-oh. Another call? I'm afraid to answer this one, Joe. Hi, welcome to the Joe and Dan Podcast Show. This is Dan from the Joe and Dan Podcast Show. Who are we talking to?
That certainly is Dan. I can see him right here. Who we got on the line?
It's Brittney.
Hey, it's Brittney!
Hey, it's Brittney.
See,
Welcome.
We told you she'd be calling in later in the show. How's it going, Britt?
I'm going good. How are you guys?
Not bad. We're just sitting here eating chips, drinking beer, and, I don't know, doing a podcast.
How's everything going at Hogwarts?
That sounds fun.
Oh, yeah. Tell everybody about what you're doing.
Me and a few of my friends are heading down to Ravenwood Castle, which is down in Hocking Hills. And it is a Harry Potter-themed murder mystery book.
Nice.
You taking the old Nimbus down there?
Do what?
You taking the old Nimbus down to Ravenclaw Castle? The Nimbus 2000? Yeah, I got a million of them.
So
That's how I'm getting there.
So we've been discussing a lot of different stuff so far on the podcast. We've got talking about road trips a little bit, and then we talking about Valentine's Day when had a little Barry White music playing there. That was kind of cool. And then we played a clip of a couple ladies that called in and wanted to talk to Joe.
Yep.
The cat lady.
Ooh.
The cat lady caller. That's what we like to call it, the cat lady caller. That was a pretty funny episode. I don't think you've heard that one, so you'll enjoy that when you hear it when you get back.
Yeah, it's a laugh a minute.
Yeah, it's crazy. So what do you got for us?
Well, I actually was going to talk about some stuff that turned 20 years old in 2018.
Ooh, nice. Well, what do you got?
Well, the first thing, I don't know if you guys ever had one, but do you remember Furbies?
Furbies. Yeah, I remember those.
I had a Furby once, but the doctor removed it.
See, I had a Furby, and I thought it was the coolest thing, and then it would just wake up in the middle of the night and talk to me. And I even remember its name. Its name was Lutai.
So it was a possessed Furby.
I think it was. I made my dad take the batteries out of it. It was very scary.
Was it whispering sweet nothings in the middle of the night? Like, hey, baby, I know you're alone.
Like Barry White.
Well, see, that would have been enjoyable, but I think my Furby was a little special because it never caught on to English very well. It still just spoke its Furbish language.
It just cussed at you in another language. That's what I work. That's what I work with every day. The Hispanic ladies cussing at me in another. I have no idea what they're saying.
Yeah, it was weird. I mean, it did learn hungry. It would be like, I'm hungry.
I'm hungry.
And then, like, I didn't understand it because all you did to feed it was, like, put your finger in its mouth.
Wow, that's dangerous.
I think that's why bulimia also came back in the late 90s.
So Furbies, what else you got?
Let's see. One of my all-time favorite movies came out in 1998.
And 20 years old is what?
Steven Spielberg's Saving Private Ryan.
Oh, yeah. Good movie.
Good movie.
I can't believe that's
what's
20
gonna
years old.
happen.
I can't believe that's 20 years old.
Nope.
Wow.
I know. And I still cry every time I watch it.
Yeah.
Like, man, I know what's going to happen, but I just can't help myself.
Yeah, that was probably... I always kind of liked war movies, and that's probably one of the best ones.
Yeah, it was a really good one. Plus, I mean, you can't go wrong with Tom Hanks. And I don't think there's a Tom Hanks movie that I don't like.
Wasn't Morgan Freeman in that one?
No, he's just in every other movie.
Wait a minute. I'm sorry. That was another movie.
We're going to go over that ridge, and we're going to save that Ryan boy.
Why I got to go over that ridge? That was pretty good. That was
let me ask you
a
something.
little taste of bad impressions.
Brittney, how old were you 20 years ago?
Oh man, I was. Let's see. I was 10, getting ready to turn 11. I turned 11 in 98.
Me too, huh? Good figure.
Don't you dare ask me that question. Put me on the spot and have to do math.
I know, that's what I was thinking. I was like, wait a second. I'm 30 now.
I ran out of fingers.
10 now, something like that.
So there's this guy at work that's kind of vague about, I guess he doesn't want to talk about how old he is. And somebody asked him when I was around him. I didn't know this because I'm working my place I used to work. And he's like, I don't really know how old I am. And I looked at him, I said, dude. I didn't realize he was being vague because he was shy about his age. I said, you don't know how old you are? I said, what year did you graduate? I was like Law and Order. I was breaking it down. What year did you graduate? So anyways, what else happened 20 years ago?
There was another
20 years.
hit, a Michael Bay Armageddon movie with Bruce Willis and Ben Affleck.
Oh, that's 20 years old too. Wow.
Yeah.
I'm feeling old right now.
Do you remember the other asteroid movie? There was 2 that came out the same summer.
Was that the one with Tommy Lee Jones?
No, that was
Volcano.
That was a whole other one. That was
that
was Space Cowboys you're thinking of. It was Deep Impact was the other one.
Deep Impact, yeah. I do remember that movie.
My best friend Otto said that he at the end of the movie he was rooting for the asteroid.
It's really funny too if you watch the commentary on Armageddon. Ben Affleck had actually asked Michael Bay because obviously in the movie Bruce Willis gets all of his closest oil drilling buddies together to go up on the asteroid and drill on the asteroid. Ben Affleck asked Michael Bay, he's like, don't you think it would be a lot easier to teach astronauts how to drill than to teach oil drillers how to be astronauts?
Yeah.
And Michael Bay said, shut up, it's my movie. So yeah, and then it was a good year for TV too. 2 of my all-time favorite shows came out that year. One of them being That 70s Show.
Okay.
Which I love that show. And then the other is Sex and the City.
Oh.
Yeah.
Jessica Parker?
From Nelsonville.
Sarah Jessica Parker, yep.
She's got a big nose.
Do what?
She's got a big nose.
No, it's not. Her nose isn't so big. It's more their face is long.
Oh, is that what it
She
is?
just has a long face.
She has a long face and a long nose.
Like a horse.
Every time she walks into a bar, the bartender always says, hey, what a long face.
And you know what? We can make fun of her because she makes more money than us.
That's right.
That's true. But I've always loved Sarah Jessica Parker. And
Did she start out?
Character of Carrie.
Did she start out as a kid playing Annie in the musical? I believe so.
I believe so. I know she's from Nelsonville.
I didn't know that. Really? Huh.
Yeah, she's from Nelsonville, and
I wonder if she
one of
still
her
has
first
family
big
living in
movies,
Nelsonville.
She was in Footloose.
She was. She was Chris Pratt's girlfriend in that one.
Oh.
Chris Penn.
Penn, sorry, him
I don't
too.
remember that. I mean, I remember the movie. I don't remember.
She was
her
also in the quintessential girl movie, Girls Just Want to Have Fun.
Yep.
No, that was a good song by Cyndi Lauper.
You know what the best part of that movie is? Tune in Tokyo. Tune in Tokyo.
It's been so long since I've seen that movie. I think I only saw it one time. I don't remember much of it.
So
the
what
thing
else?
I liked about Sex and the City, though, is they just made, their 4 best friends, and they made them so completely different that you're like, you know what, all women could identify. Because you had Carrie, that was like the chronic single girl just looking for love, and then you had Charlotte, who just was so hopeful, and her goal in life was just to be married and have a family. And then you have Miranda, who everybody kind of hated because she's kind of bitchy, but she's also like successful Harvard law graduate. And you have Samantha, the slut. I mean, there's probably at least 1 million women that can identify with her, if not more.
20 years ago today.
What else? Oh, we have another show that ended, and it was the most watched series finale of all time, and I believe
Dallas.
it still
Match
is.
final answer.
Dallas.
Match final answer.
Seinfeld.
Oh, my
What
goodness.
a dumb season finale for that series finale. That was a
Yeah,
horrible one.
it was. But what a great show. What a great run they had. Seinfeld was I love Seinfeld. I still today, I'll be flipping around TV.
For
And,
me, it was one of those shows that was either extremely funny or extremely stupid.
but it was still
character I
entertaining
hated
either
the most
way.
was Elaine.
It was still entertaining
I think
either
I
way.
liked every show, but except the finale. And I don't.
Yeah, it's like they all went to jail. I don't get it.
Well, yeah. Well, maybe they'll make a comeback like Will and Grace and Roseanne's doing.
That's true.
I think they're
I'm
just
excited
running.
for that Roseanne.
They're just running out of material and they're going back to the old standbys that were successful.
I am excited for that Roseanne.
Huh?
I'm down for that. I always liked that show.
That was pretty popular. I
And
was.
we have a hit song that turned 20 years old
Oh,
this year.
what's that?
Brittney Spears' Baby One More Time.
Hit me, baby, one more time.
I think you should karaoke that, Dan.
Really?
You know I would.
I know you would. You karaoke
But you
anything.
don't wear the schoolgirl outfit, or it's you know.
Yeah, you could wear the
No.
schoolgirl outfit too, Joe.
I look really good in plaid.
You know, Britney Spears basically like lived out every male's ultimate fantasy by wearing that schoolgirl outfit.
Yeah, if you're into that sort of thing.
But I'm pretty sure she was probably like 17, so she was a minor.
Yeah.
I got these. No, I'm not gonna say that. Never mind. Go ahead. It was a joke on I forgot we're on the podcast.
A joke in his head.
Sorry.
Well, thanks for bringing that to the table. The 20 year. That's interesting.
So, what do you think we're
I
going to be
know,
talking
that
about?
makes me feel old.
I know.
What do you think we're
gonna
right?
I feel like that song just came out last.
Yeah, you're younger than me. Imagine what I feel like.
What do you think is going to be happening 20 years from now?
Flying cars.
I just hope I have a lot of money.
We all think that.
It'll be welcome to the Joe and Dan Podcast Show 21st anniversary show.
Welcome. Instead of eating chips, I'm going to put my dentures in right now and try to have a cup of tea.
We're having a nice dinner now at 2:45 in the afternoon.
Try the fish. It's good. $1.99.
I'll be 50.
Woo!
Ooh.
I'll be
Ouch.
65.
Shh, I'm not saying.
I'll get my golden Buckeye cod.
Oh, that's something to
You
look
know,
forward
say-
to.
And Dan somehow amazingly will only be 21.
Thank you.
I'll
Thank you.
be saying to young people, I remember when I could buy a whole bunch of candy for only a nickel.
So, we were talking about T-shirts. We haven't brought the topic up yet, but we were thinking about maybe coming up with some kind of a T-shirt design and popping out some kind of a Joe and Dan Podcast Show T-shirt. What do you think about that, Brittney?
I think that would be awesome.
So we got to come up with some ideas, and maybe the listeners to our podcast, some of our fans out there, they could shoot us a little message on Facebook and let us know what you think. Got any good ideas?
Also, let us know if you would wear the Joe and Dan
Of course.
Podcast Show T-shirt.
Probably display.
I'm thinking big letters, the Joe, and a little tiny and Dan Podcast Show.
And you know, I was thinking just the opposite. Maybe it should say Brittney in big letters, and then in small letters, and Joe and Dan.
I was going to say, at least your guys' name made the title.
You got to do like 4 podcasts where you get another name in the title, I think.
Yeah, but you're our all-important sidekick. That's why we have you calling in today. We couldn't do the podcast without you. We had
I
such
appreciate that.
we had such a fun time the last time, and I know that
We did.
schedules get a little hectic sometimes, but hey, we're making it work, aren't we?
Yeah.
So hopefully the next podcast we will have you in our presence. And
Well, just one thing I want to add. Yeah, you know, our dedicated podcast listener, Kyle, he is a huge Harry Potter fan.
I wonder if he knows
Did
about
you
this.
know that Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone came out in America 20 years ago?
I don't know.
That's
Kyle?
another big trivia thing there. 20 years ago today.
Red Rooster Kyle, did you know that?
Ah.
Did you know?
You're going to have to let us know that. Did you know?
Did you know?
And wasn't it the title was Harry Potter and the Philosopher Got Stoned was the name of the title? First book. Oh, wait, no,
Well,
that's wrong.
originally it was Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, but when they released it, they thought that kids wouldn't be as drawn to the word philosopher, so they changed it to sorcerer.
Nice, nice. Did you read where J.K. Rowling said that she wishes she would have put Harry and Hermione together instead of Wesley? I disagree.
Oh, no.
I disagree.
I disagree, too.
I think you never end up with the one you think you're going to end up with.
Yeah, I like that Ron and Hermione ended up together. I just don't like that Harry ended up with Ron's kid sister. I think Harry should have ended up with Luna. She was quirky.
I don't know, man. I like that redhead.
See,
She
I was
pretty hot.
I was expecting Harry and her to get together, not with the other guy.
That's what.
Maybe Harry and Ron should have ended up together.
Grab your magic wand.
Excellent.
And Brittney, lastly, do you know there's a running back for the Ohio State Buckeyes? His name is J.K. Dobbins. J.K. Dobbins is his name. And I was like, that's the most Harry Potter name ever.
That is so weird. I didn't know that. I knew there was, what's his name? J.T. Barrett.
Yeah, Barrett's is graduating, but it's let me look at that name to be sure. His last name is definitely Dobbins. So, I just wonder if you give him a sock, if he'll be free then.
We got some good quarterbacks for next year, so
It's J.K. Dobbins is his name. He's the player for the Ohio State Buckeyes, and a Heisman favorite next year too, maybe.
So it's like a mixture of the author and the elf.
Yeah, I know. It's freaking awesome. It's his name though. I got a friend whose his last name's Dobmeyer. We call him Dobby, and he didn't want any house elf jokes at the time.
Dobby.
Is his first name Ryan?
Dobby.
Yeah, maybe.
I know. I used to go to school with Ryan Dobbenmeyer, and we always called him Dobby.
That's him.
Hi, I'm Dobby.
He's good friends with Kyle, by the way.
Okay.
So
small
world.
I went to school with Ryan all the way up through heck, I don't know. I was a kid in elementary school.
You went to Talmadge?
I did.
Holy crap! I went to Talmadge.
Ah, a little Lancaster history there.
Small world.
I am a Lancaster gangster.
Excellent. Well, we are going to have to put our heads together and come up with some ideas on T-shirts. Brittney, thanks for calling in, and it looks like we're coming in on the end of our time once again, and we want to probably give some shout-outs to some folks. Brittney, we're going to let you go first since you're the caller. You got any shout-outs, anything you'd like to say hey to in our closing credits? Or did you have anything else to say?
I would like to say hi to my dad in Iowa.
Hi, Dad.
Yeah. And also, I know when you guys listen to this, it'll be a little behind, but tonight, RuPaul's Drag Race kicks back on, so you guys should watch it.
I'm not much into auto racing.
But see, I like the thing. RuPaul says, if you can't love yourself, how in the hell are you going to love somebody else?
Oh, true that.
There you go. Joe?
So I'll end on that note.
All right. Well, hey, we're glad you could join us, at least via cell phone. Joe, what do you got?
I wanna give a shout out to the staff of owners of the Pink Cricket in town. It's my new jam. I go over there quite often. I go over there sad. I go over there happy. I have good times there. Watch every Buckeye game there. It's a really good bunch of people. The food's really good, and they're awesome people.
I want to give a shout out to them too because I like the Pink Cricket. They got great pizza, and we have a lost podcast idea laying around there somewhere, don't we?
Floating around that room somewhere.
There. We came out with a great idea for a podcast sketch, and then we just totally forgot what it so we keep going back trying to. Hopefully, it'll come to us.
I had tears in my eyes. It was so funny. We were slapping the bar, and then we were like later, like, oh crap, we should have been drinking.
No, what was that? We can't remember what it was now. I don't know, but I just want to say shout out to all those people that are staying up with our podcast and listen to it. We appreciate you joining us, and hope you have fun and enjoy what we're doing. We're enjoying it. We're having fun doing it, and we're going to try, hopefully, be a little bit more frequent.
We need names for our podcast fans. Like podheads don't sound right because
podhead, yeah, podheads.
Joe and Danikins.
I don't know.
The Joe and Danskers.
No, tell us what you think. Anybody out there have some ideas for naming the listeners?
And also, you can comment on the YouTube page. But if you would, we would appreciate it if you just hit the like button on it and comment and like anyone to comment about the show, ideas on a T-shirt. If you'd buy a T-shirt, or you just say hi to Brittney, please in the comments. Put hi,
yes,
Brittney. We would appreciate that. That would be awesome.
Our trusty sidekick.
And then I'll say hi back.
Hey. All right, folks. Well, we've had a good time, and it's sad that we're coming to the end again, but we look forward to the next podcast. So make sure you stay tuned, and we appreciate you listening. And I guess with that, we're going to say see ya later. We're out of here.